majesty of your psychic intellect and made you my puppet.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Jim Boyd!
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Prepare for running speed!
Sir, there's another starship coming in. It's the Enterprise.
Bone, your shoulder bone connected to you. Neck bone, your neck bone connected to you. Head bone, now hear the word of the Lord. Them bones gonna walk around.
Take evasive action. Green group, skip across the holding sector of each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
.007 Triple X.
Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British hand up, sir.
Nobody does.
Sorry if I scared you. You'll like this bit.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. You will like this bit. You know why you like this bit? Because it's not Doctor Who. I tell you, we go through very, very repetitive cycles here in fandom over the last few years. We've had this quite a lot during this era, where they have an episode where if you squint and it's like not awful, right? It's not full of gay shit screaming at you constantly. You go, fuck me! It's brilliant! Doctor Who's back! Which some people are saying, right? I don't know if they're right. I don't know if they're wrong, right? It's very hard to work out what is your opinion and what is your prejudice built through either love or animosity, right? It's very hard. Or is there a difference, right? Is there a difference? Because the heart is the captain of the ship. Because, I've been talking a lot with Dan about this today. Dan loved every freaking second of it, right? He absolutely adored Legend of Ruby Thunder. And he's like, when I'm talking about it, I'm saying, I didn't like it at all. He's like, what? You did? What? Like exactly the same way I was when he was telling me he liked The Devil's Chord. I'm like, what? Really? What? I mean, I think for me, this era is irrecoverably done, right? I don't think it can come back from Boom. I don't think it can come back from the inherent queerness of the era, right? And boy, we've had people freaking out with me saying that. Like, we'll go over those comments later. That people are literally freaking out for me saying that. It doesn't mean I hate gay people, but I guess most people in the audience know that, right? I mean, I don't think Doctor Who should be a queer show, right? In the same way, I don't think it should be a Christian show. I don't think it should be a Jewish show. I don't think it should be a Muslim show. It should be a secular humanist show that doesn't really deal with theology or sexuality, right? That's where I think, and honestly, I think that's probably where the best Doctor Who has always been, a secular humanist show that doesn't delve into theology, religion, theology, or sexuality. I mean, you can get. They flew near the candle a bit in the 80s with Andrew Cartmel, with things like Happiness Patrol, but I think that really stayed on the right side. And Mark Hugh obviously did quite a few political allegories, right? But generally speaking, it's got to be the show for everyone, right? And if it's not the show for everyone, then it doesn't work. It's not Doctor Who. This era is not a show for everyone. This is a queer Doctor Who. This is, to me, Doctor Who fan fiction, right? It's I would call it this Doctor Who fan fiction. And honestly, I would define everything post Capaldi, frankly. Dan literally said, like, I don't know if he'll still have this opinion a few weeks from now, right? Literally said that's the best thing he's seen since his 50th anniversary, better than anything Capaldi did. I'm like, that's not my view, but like, it's so healthy that we can have different points of view, right? It's so insanely healthy. So I was listening to the stream last night after mine when I was like, wrapping up and going to bed, and I'm glad he had an Instagram because he absolutely adored it. Lee Problem Being was on, and he had much more my worldview, my view of it, I should say. And honestly, I just think I'm so black pilled to this. Like I can't cauterize and separate out Rogue from the rest of it, right? For that matter, I can't cauterize and separate out Davros, like tap dancing Davros from the rest of it. I can't cauterize and separate out the Timeless Children, the Jodie Whittaker years, because they keep bringing that back over and over again, right? Dan's able to do that. Dan's able to look at what's on the screen and enjoy it. So here's the weird thing, though, 'cause I'm normally not bad at that. I looked at what was on the screen. I was bored to tears. I was generally bored to tears with the lack of movement in the story. There's like really nothing happened other than annoy me for like the first half an hour, right? You had the we'll sit that. Oh God, so irritating opening scene as the TARDIS flies into unit. I hate that, right? I hate the give me the love it. I hate shooting Gatwa. I mean, not personally. Maybe he's a dick. I don't know. But I hate his take on the Doctor. I like just nails on a chalkboard. Everything is like, and that's how I feel like when I see him. Oh God! And you have this weird woke fandoms who go, well, obviously, why don't you like black people? How do you equate Shooty Gatwa to black people? Yes, he's black. But, generally speaking, people are people. They're not like monoliths, right? That's why Donald Trump's getting the biggest black vote any Republicans ever got, right? And still, overwhelmingly, I think the black vote goes to Democrats, right? Which is fine, okay? Which is fine. But it's like, no one's again, all the gay people here in the audience, right? All the black people here in the audience. I tell you that, but it frustrates people who I think are ideologically captured when you're not when you don't fit into that the stereotypes they have to build up themselves to make them think that they're not complete dicks, right? So yeah, look, I like the Church on Ruby Road. I was very on board for this new year. Even a lot of that got kicked in the balls kind of relentlessly from their idiotic. And it is just idiotic promotion. Oh God, it was like them walking through a field of rakes. It was so bad, so bad. Really, some of the worst promotion I've ever seen for anything ever. It's shockingly bad. So I think that blackpilled a lot of people. But for me, it was like I went in looking at what's on screen. Again, I didn't have a positive view of it, right? But I really tried hard. So every episode has been agenda-driven, with Shooty Gatwa just being the most annoying cunt ever. Oh, just annoying, right? That's how just annoying. That's 100% how I would describe him. Oh, I would never get in the TARDIS with him. No. Okay, last night when I riff, I said, I'll rather get in the TARDIS with the Rani, knowing that she would experiment on me and then eat me. Again, Kate Amara Irani, I would have to convince her to, use me sexually. For science. But the thing is, I know Shooty Gatwa would as well. I've had some fabulous comments on the videos. One person wrote, "Kneel before Sutek," and Shooty goes, "Already down here, babes." And Sutek, I'm sorry, I just thought he was shit. Right? I thought, listen, I like Sutek, but like, I thought he was shit. I thought the realization, again, we'll go and do a deep dive review tonight. I think he was genuinely awful. The more I think about it. So anyways, it started with Space Babies, which again, shooting out were being nails on a chalkboard, irritating, and very slight plot, wasn't really that good. I mean, like, I don't think it really stood up against any of New Who. I really don't. And way too much money spent on it, and a couple of irritating jabs at abortion, again with an idiotic take on abortion, and refugees. Right. So first episode done. I was hating it already. Right. And then we went in straight into the Devil's Cord, which was, again, other than Jinx Monsoon, was shit, right? I mean, you had like the Beatles didn't look like the Beatles. The plot was, I think the plot was a bit weak because it all hinged on Jinx Monsoon, right? And again, I just feel it's morally wrong to bring modern drag queens into a family entertainment where they be exposed to children, right? Which I know they desperately want to be exposed to children, and I don't think it's a good idea, right? These are not the morals I want to promote to my children. If my children want to become a drag queen, that's fine, right? Yeah, it's totally fine. I mean, I wouldn't be thrilled, but whatever, right? But I don't want to promote those morals to my children because I think it will hurt my children, right? I think it stands a great chance of hurting my children. So I'm not up for that. Again, Doctor Who is a secular humanist show that doesn't delve into sex, religion, or politics, to any great degree, right? I think the closest you could get to Happiness Patrol, which I thought was very, very good. Oh man, that speech that Sylvester McCoy gives, where he dares the sniper to shoot him. Brilliant, just brilliant, right? Absolutely brilliant. And I can't, I think. Well, okay, now see, I'm reevaluating all my premises from my youth, right? Because I've realized I've been wrong about a lot of things in terms of, I just trusted government reality way too much. Like, I was very opposed to the Occupy movement at the time. I was in my early 30s. I'm like, just get a house when you can afford it. Shut up, right? And what they were actually saying is that the future generations won't be afforded to buy houses. And they're right. They've been proved right. Now, don't get me wrong. The Occupy movement was completely usurped very, very quickly, right? And defeated by identity politics, essentially, right? But, I was very against that. It was Nixon a good guy or a bad guy? Probably a good guy is my guess, right? I don't know. So what was I reevaluating? Can't remember. Was the gay community under attack? Yes, it was. Look. AIDS. I'm sorry. The gay community was fucked over, not in the fun way, over AIDS, right? I mean, It's a Sin, I think, was probably very, very accurate and was a genuine eye-opener to me, right? I was very disturbed about how shittily gay people were treated, right? Genuinely. Shocked. I was like, oh, that's the worst thing ever. Right, especially if you're religious, right? If you're religious, they should have gone and sat with the dying people rather than dying on their own. I was a kid and I still feel guilty about that, right? I had no idea until a few years ago, right? I never thought about it. It wasn't my word, but it's true, right? Could you imagine how great a world it would be if we lived in that. Again, you know, the AIDS crisis, tragedy, whatever you want to call it, happened. And religious people instead of going, up your ass, cunts, up your ass, faggots, right? Which is kind of what happened, right? There was just kindness and compassion, which look, I'm not a Christian, but that's kind of the cornerstone, right? Of Christianity. Kindness and compassion. In my mind, there's too much kindness and compassion, right? Unlike Islam, where there's no kindness and compassion. It's all rules. Yeah, that sort of stuff. Man, it's been a rough day in Israel with the war. I mean, it's been a rough few days. We had, I think, four soldiers killed about a week ago, and one of them lived here. It was I knew him, I never chat to him, but like I know his family. It was really some reason he wasn't living with his parents, and he was taken in by somebody here, and it was like their kid, right? You don't know what to say to them. It's so horrible, right? It's so horrible. And then I found out yesterday there was like another eight killed. And one of them was the nephew of, you know, somebody I used to be a very good friend of, right? I mean, not so much anymore, but like the closer you are to it, the more it hits you in the chest, right? More it's been really rough, right? And then two more reserve. Hey, can I find this thing about this? I think it was Carolyn Glick who posted it. Welcome to X. Okay, I'm here. Let's go. What's going on? Caroline Glick. Caroline Glick, by the way, is a very good Jewish, very, very intelligent Jewish commentator who lives in Israel and has very, very hardcore views, right? Wow. Okay, we're gonna look at that as well. That was great. But yeah, let me find you that. It broke my heart. Right, so this is one of the reservists that were killed. They're called Miloimniks that were killed. And you see what you can just see from this 30-second video what type of person this was. It's Twitter's video down. That's what I want. Twitter video downloader. Doink. And yeah, look, I understand that people being killed on both sides. I'm sorry, I'm at war. I care about my side, right? I do. And look, again, this guy just seems like an absolute diamond, right? In fact, I'll call the video Diamond. Here it comes. And then there's the other one I just saw, which we should download. Where is it? What's that? What's this? This is pretty cool. Fine, let me grab that. You want to see that? Over here. Come on. There you go. Try again. Doink. And save video as drone. Okay. So here, this is the one of the people that were killed. There's been a lot of losses. I think because Hamas is kind of fucked from what I understand. I think they cut off all the tunnels in the south into the Sinai, right? And so this is really like they're fighting to the death at this point. Yeah, my son, who's in Gaza right now, he found this school down south, right near Gaza for that matter, where it was an agricultural school. It was really good. It was good for him. He's not somebody who can sit around, right? He's a very active person, but like the sort of like connection he had to his rabbi, right? It's very similar to the connection you're seeing here, right? There's just genuine love, right? It's and like his rabbi he's in Gaza too right now.
גם בשעות החשוכות של הלילה תמיד יהיה כוכב קטן שיעיר לך את עצמך, את הדרך הבאה.
I have no idea what this even is, right? I have no idea what this is, but I just know it's a decent person who's gone from the world. His children are orphans. It is awful.
הייתה תמיד זה הכי חשוך לפני הזריחה, מיליון רכבות דוהרות עד אוסטרליה, מחפש רחוק את מה שנמצא.
I don't know. Listen, I'm in terms of the whole like the way I view the world through like the Jewish calendar. We just finished a thing called Sfirat Omer, which is like this time of incredible growth, right? And I really hope that might like pop us through into like a messianic. No, I feel like it was the name Trapped in the Phantoms. I'm like, no, I thought that's what, yeah. Oh, so now we're in this 63-day period called the 63 Days of Danger. It's a 3-month period, and it essentially belongs to Edom. Edom is the you had Abraham, then you had Isaac, then you had Jacob. Jacob had Isaac had 2 sons, Jacob, and he had Edom, Esau, right? Esau, not the best of people, but yeah, the good half and a bad half, right? Essentially, I believe Donald Trump to be the messiah of the nation of Edom, right? But these are their months, like these are months of contention. These are months of battles, of strife, right? So I don't know what's going to be. Right, I know it's going to be. It's been really rough, right, for the beginning of it. I don't know where we're going, right? I don't know where we're going, but again, these people knew where they were going. Check out this footage; it's incredible. It's what is it? It's a drone footage. Let me look up what it actually is. Drone footage. I mean, from Gaza, obviously. A drone locates a Hamas shaft inside a little girl's room. Hamas's human shield strategy uses civilian deaths as a strategic tool. Yes, they do. Never ceases to amaze me. Hamas is a blood-sucking monster, and its apologists are Renfield. I can't disagree. I cannot disagree. So let's look at this drone footage. And I know somebody else whose job is like they're drilling these massive holes, trying to look for these tunnels now. All right, I guess they always were. There you go. And then in the kid's bedroom, really. And they're like, "How dare you target us? Just because we have a military installation in my kid's bedroom." Oh man! Well, at least they found that one, I guess. I wonder what the battery life on these drones are. Pretty darn impressive, right? Pretty darn impressive. And my wife's going out of town. Was it this week? On the 23rd, I lie. But that's the same day as like the Trump-Biden debate. What do you think is going on with that, right? What do you think? Like, why was Biden so up for, or Biden's team so up for having a debate with Trump? I mean, surely he knows, like, he can't speak. Like, I know they're holding what's the name, Merrick Garland in contempt, which I'm very happy about because he's very contemptual, right? They're holding him in contempt because he won't release this. The audio of an interview with Biden, where they decided not to, for like having classified documents, where they decided not to charge him because he's too out of it, too old and confused, and they won't release the audio of it to Congress. I'm like, I heard Matt Gaetz say this the other day, like how bad could it be? Like we've seen him literally take a shit in public on the D-Day memorial. Like we literally saw. How much worse can this be? I don't know why they're making this the hill. So what's going on with this debate? Like, why would they do it? Why would they do it? I think they're looking at it this way. Either he's going to do so incredibly badly that they'll be able to finally remove him and get a new candidate in, which is, I think they would want to do that. Right? I get a Gavin Newsom in or something. or he'll do okay, and they can cheat enough to let him win, right? It could go either way, right? It could go like, what's the plan with this, right? I do not know what the plan, but I guess we'll find out eventually, or maybe not. Who knows? Fine. Let's pull up some eye candy. We'll get to the chat. Oh, the ratings came out. Lowest ratings ever. Not quite as low as I wanted, and I don't know what they're going to be next week, right? Next week they could go up or they could go down. Because normally the ratings go up when you have an episode that kind of looks like Doctor Who, right? That's like the normal thing to do. That happened with what's the name? Boom, right? It kind of looked a bit like Doctor Who, and then the ratings went way up, right? It like significantly. Get this over there, all right? What's it going to be next week? I'm hoping it's going to be great weather, and I'm hoping there's football on the other side. I'm hoping they do epically badly. I hope they go under 2 million, right? They're nearly there. But they might go up again, right? It might go, there's lots of different factors that I guess we'll find out. But, this whole episode, it just struck me as mostly filler to get to the cliffhanger, and they're spending all the money on next week's episode. And again, I'm sick of them like apportioning out the money, right? I really am genuinely sick of that. It's just like no, write a good bloody story. I am sorry. In the 1960s, especially in Verity Lambert's reign, they never blinked to anything. Zombie, Dalek invasions of Earth, giants, you name it. They never blinked to anything, and they just did the best they could, and more often than not, it worked. Everything's revolving around how much money they have to spend, and that's just the wrong way of looking at it from my point of view, right? It is just the wrong way of looking at it. Oh, by the way, yeah, so Egyptian Millie, right? We came that took a little bit of AI, AI Wonder. But before we do that, here, this is the Alice in Wonderland Millie, which I think that came out pretty darn good. Which one's better? The faces are basically identical, right? I like the Alice in Wonderland Millie. So yeah, so we started off. I started with this one. Not bad, I thought. Not bad, right? I couldn't work out how to do a prompt to do it. Give it like a Egyptian, like walk like an Egyptian kind of look, like walk like Egyptian. Yeah, that. Oh man, that was a great. Who was that? The Bangles. Oh man, the 80s. So yeah, I think that one was reasonably successful. I'm like, okay, gaze into the eye of Sutek. So Sutek brings his gift of Millie Gibson. You'll find many people will be much more into Sutek if that was the case, right? Then this was another one I thought was quite good, right? And I like the little Egyptian like jewel thing just above a snatch. That's quite. But eventually, of course, we went with the. We went with this one. I normally like to get a little bit more leg in, right? But you know. Actually, here, look. Before I do the chat, where's this thing? Let me pull it up. I'm doing like a coffee table Bible book, like Jewish Bible book right now. And I'm like doing illustrations for it using AI. Man, it's coming out gorgeous. Let me open that up. I'm really kind of chuffed about these. Where is it? I haven't got the cover here. I'll show. Here, this is the first one. Doink. Hang on, stop screen. Share screen. There you go. So yeah, this is. Can I do like? How do I? Can I view one page at a time? I don't know. But anyway, so this is like a Bible scroll burning and the letters of the Bible going up in flames. This was in one. This is Moses smashing the tablets, the Ten Commandments, which are actually cubes, by the way. Not a lot of people know that, right? This is focusing on a blessing you say on Friday night with wine, and tying it into Genesis. This is the one for Noah. Yeah, not a good day good day not to have an ark. This one I really like. There's a prayer called Magan Avraham, the shield of Abraham, right? And that's what this represents. But they get a little bit more. Oh yeah, so this is Abraham sitting outside his tent after he'd just been circumcised, about to meet God. No, God was visiting with him, I should say. This is talking about the Abraham's wife Sarah, when she died when she heard about the attempted sacrifice of Isaac. He was in his 30s at the time, and the essay this ties to is all about how the compassion that a mother has that developed from a child growing in the womb. And this is Isaac praying, right? Isaac praying that his wife will become, she was barren, and they would have children, and they did indeed. Did indeed. I believe they did. This one I really like, right? This one I'm really chuffed with. I worked on this today. This is Jacob. Now, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all had red hair, apparently, and all look pretty much identical to each other. So there's a scene in it where he goes to sleep in the desert after he's like fleeing, and he has like these 12 stones around his head, and when he wakes up, there's just one stone. That one stone, by the way, is underneath the throne in Westminster Abbey where you get coronated on. Apparently. Apparently. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this one. And then finally, I've still got a couple more to go. So if you like biblical art, this is I did all the design on the logo and everything. This is one of my favorite scenes in the Bible, where you have Jacob fighting with this angel, which is why Jews cannot eat filet mignon to this day, right? Because the angel touched his leg, and the sciatic nerve became dislocated, right? And because of that, we do not eat filet mignon. Essentially, what it kind of sucks. What can I tell you? The other thing I would really love to have, I keep seeing these cooking shows when they're like cooking steak in butter. I'm like, I want that. I want that. Oh, that looks good. Look, I'm telling you, if you're not Jewish, whenever you have something not kosher, just say honestly. Oh, it'll be so good. Anyway, now we've added member berries. How do I look more shit now than in 1930? How? I think that's a fair question, don't you? Too little, too late. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. Me and I think most people are black-pilled are just too black-pilled. This era is irredeemable for me, right? It's irredeemable and not Doctor Who, right? I'm not able to separate it out, right? I'm not able to see Rogue last week and say, oh no, it's like, yeah, no, to me it all mashes together. So yeah, I can't do it. So too little, too late. The queer era pulls out all the stops for a thrilling season finale. They did, and I don't want to shit on them when it's not necessary. They just if they can make a creative decision that's stupid, they will. Right, and yeah, obviously, that unit is what they want to do for a spin-off. I wonder if they're going to get any spin-offs now. Who knows? Look, there's no rhyme or reason to Disney. Disney's like, yeah, all right, whatever. Nobody likes it. Oh, let's make the Acolyte. I mean, like, what is anybody thinking there, right? Star Wars falls off a cliff. Yes, it does. The Acolyte. Anyway, let's get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing pretty good for time. There we go. Got an answer here, front and center. First guy. Does unit stand for useless, narcissistic indoctrination trash team? No, indoctrination team, not trash. Yeah, be kind. Darren Evans here. Hit the like rumble button. You are right. You're indeed right, Darren Evans. Come on, good. John White is here. I really want to watch that stream of yours. Let me see if I can find it 1 second, because it looked awesome, right? It's John on with Gobby Guy, basically saying, "Oh, it's also we got to tell you about that." 1 second, I have to reply to somebody because he sent me an awesome piece of artwork and I didn't know till today. Hi there. Sorry I missed this. It's awesome. Bet them on TV. It's awesome. Well, I say you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. It's awesome. Yeah, one second. Let me pull it up for you. It seems a little bit mean not for you to like not know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Doink. Check out this piece of artwork by Jack Maine. Isn't this so much better than what we saw on TV? Right? It's so much better. Yeah. So much better than what we saw on TV. Showing it. Okay. Showing it on my stream. Now. How far are we into the stream? So I'll give them a timestamp. We are 36 minutes in. 36 mins in approx. I feel bad I didn't do it. But isn't that great? Again, why didn't they do this? This is way better. What's wrong with you? This is way better than what we saw. Way more scary as well. Okay, let me give you the guys Twit, Jack Rabbit on Twit, who does a lot of fun art, right? I do like the art he does. But yeah, I thought that was really, really good. See, again, I don't want to take a total shit on it because when it inspires people to do like awesome things like this, you know, it's all good, baby. I guess. I don't know. Fine, let's get to the chat. Where are we up to? So, Gal Caramels, how you doing, John the one. Oh, wait, I was looking for John's stream. Wait, that's what. That's what I went looking for. Where is it? Where is it? Ratings. Let me pull up this image. We're going to need to get to that as well. Is that the one? No. Oh, could this be it? Disney stock has dropped below $100 a share. That's good. Here we go. No, wrong thing. This is saying this was a memorial show about clobbering time. Oh, where is it? You want a stream? Oh, 1 second. If I go, hang on. I'll go to his Twitter page. I bet I can find a link to it. Right? We got school student accused of transfer. There's a lot of good stuff on John the White's Twitter, but where is it? Was it last night or the day before he did the stream? It looked really good. But basically, I was talking about how, you know, there is a revolt going on right now, like like we are firing. You have the ability in England to literally fire your overlords, and boy, do I recommend that. Okay, I can't find the link. Okay, it's a good stream. It looked like I looked like a good stream, I should say. You know what I'm really looking forward to? I'm looking forward to when this season's over, getting into Dr. Alex's season 14, right? Because I haven't been able to give it attention, and I know that's real Doctor Who. So I'm really, really excited for that. Where are we up to? Someone says, "Hey, Robbie, your mum is Jodie Whittaker. Sorry for abandoning you, but I had to be stunning and brave by leaving her alone to stop the Ecky Thumpers. Now give me the loving, oh Ecky Thumper." Again, Shooting Gatwa is like nails on a freaking chalkboard to me. Question, says here to your starters. When does everybody think the Doctor Who peaked? In my opinion, it was Tom Baker for classic, and that's a good question, isn't it? That is a good question. By the way, Matthew Burrows, you got the figure wrong. It's not 2.2 million. It's 2.02 million, right? That's a big bloody difference. 2.2 would actually be better than most, right? When did Doctor Now, I guess we got to go and look at an episode guide, haven't we? That's the Doctor Who episode guide. Doctor. Okay, one could argue its first peak was during the Daleks, right? I think the invention, the introduction of the Daleks. Yeah, 1 second. Fine. Let's have a look. Doink. Share screen. I think there's been more than one peak, but let's look at the peaks. But I think you're probably right, Tom Baker. I mean, that sounds right, but let's have a quick look. I mean, look, one of the early peaks would be the dark, like when it is opening, right? And it kind of didn't really drop that far down. And then I think look, another lesser peak is the Mythmakers, Dalek Master Plan, Massacre, right? Those 3 stories, awesome, right? Just a wonderful run. And I think you could argue the period from Macra Terror. I love Macra Terror is one of my all-time favorites, right? But let's say I think it peaked with Evil of the Daleks, Tomb of the Cybermen. Right, Abominable Snowman, Ice Warriors, like Web of Fear. Yeah, okay, that's another peak. I think this peak is bigger than the Hartnell peak. Who were? Then we hit a trough, right, with season 6. But then it gets really cool again and very contemporary. This is Derek Sherwin. I don't think this is a peak though. This is I think the peak of this season, which again is lesser than the Tomb of the Cybermen peak, would be this season 8, right? Where Joe Grant, the Master, it's all kind of slightly downhill from there, right? But then, I think the peak over here, which I think is the highest peak, would be Deadly Assassin to Talons of Wing Chai-Yang. I'm going to throw in a Horror Fang Rock. But that's the highest peak so far for Classic, right? I think. Never as good. I mean, you get the Douglas Adams stuff, but it's never as good as you really hope it's going to be, right? And then this stuff, I don't know, the 80s stuff, not so much. Even though it was very, very contemporary, I don't think we're touching Tom Baker at this point, right? I don't get me wrong, I love Peter Davison. Certainly not in Warriors of the Bloody Deep, we're not. Or Colin Baker. Colin Baker did not have a good time on screen. Or was it season or season, was it 23? 24. But so the second biggest peak, I think, is season 20, Remembrance of the Daleks to Survival. So which is bigger? Well, I'm going to say his biggest peak has to be Tom Baker, season 14. Yeah, you're right. So Tom Baker. And then we're talking about, let's go to 2008 present. I think that Christmas Invasion was huge, but I think it was still growing. And then I think when it hit Runaway Bride, it reached its optimum cruising altitude, right? And it never really went down from there. I mean, maybe by after Jonah's End. Yeah, and again, Matt Smith. This is Matt Smith's best season, but I'm still going to say I think, and I prefer Matt Smith's Doctor to David Tennant. But I'm going to say this is definitely another peak. That first Matt Smith season, I think all the Matt Smith era was excellent. Then Capaldi, it started with his weakest season, and I think his best season is season 10. Right? I think that's his best season. Man, look at these ratings. It's crazy. These are all basically overnights, I think. With Capaldi, they were basically overnights, weren't they? Oh, about 9.17. Really? Yeah, the Doctor got nearly 13 million. Yeah, not doing quite well. Okay, so that was quite a good tangent. Thank you very much for that. Who was that? OJ Starters. Good question. Fine. Yeah, 2.2 million. They'll dream of 2.2, 2.02. Space Hound is there. Space Hound, let me ask you, because you've got Eagle Transporter in your in your avatar. Do you think Big Finish has stopped its Space 99 range? Because nothing's been announced for it for a while. Honestly, I think Earthbound probably killed it. If that is the case, right? I don't know. The member berry dopamine rush. Some fans are, well, yeah, look, me too, but like, it can't like wash away the bad, the bad taste in my mouth. It worked. Whereas Shooty Gutman quite likes that bad taste in his mouth. Rusty Davis writing a third episode of a third season. Don't bother to stick around and wait. Stick it in the waste bin where it should go, because the third season won't have. It might do. Yeah, again, you're all tying success into continuation. No, look at Star Trek, right? Like, for all I know, Star Trek could be a money laundering. All the Disney stuff could be a money laundering, because they don't mind losing all the bloody money. Money laundering operation would make more sense than anything else, right? Marine Boy, 1966. How are you doing? Oh, that was a comment just read. Dave Martin's here. My sense of BBC will persevere with the series regardless, but pressure is most definitely increasing exponentially. I think the BBC just don't give a shit, frankly. They actively just do not give two shits about being so insanely divisive, right? Making it into a queer show, right? Over the last 7 to 8 years, the character has been destroyed. Yes. What many, but yeah, no, it has been destroyed. And I don't think it ever came back together again. Your evil is my good. Was that a quote from Sutek or Rusty Davis? Exactly. Boy, probs, you were great on Dan's stream last night. Oh, you were very much voicing my point of view, right? It's honestly, again, I think they've actually fucked over this era. Again, we're going over the story. There's Space Babies. Again, lots of politics in there, and Shooty Gutman being annoying and a irritating, weak plot. You had Jinx Monsoon. Hated that episode. Hated there's only always a twist at the end. Just hated everything about it, right? Boom was okay in some ways until you started to think about it. And, it was the best of the seasons thus far, I think. But like, I don't know if this was the intention, but Disparu has a very interesting take that this was Boom was all about how much traditional religion is bad and self-defined beliefs are good, right? He made a good argument, right? He made a very good argument. It's very hard to watch it without thinking about that now. But yeah, who knows? So that was Boom. Then you had, what was next? 73 Yards, which was like a Shaggy Dog story that didn't go anywhere. And I think they cut out all the right-wing bashing politics stuff with Gwillem because they got a hint that this was going south fast. So we Boom, 73 Yards. Then there was Dot and Bubble. Am I missing one? Dot and Bubble. Bro. No, I'm not. Dot and Bubble. Again, a Shooty Light episode. Crying again. Hated it. Again, why did I hate it? Firstly, evil white people. Secondly, Doctor Who. Again, another thing about Doctor Who is it's I'm quoting Tom Baker. I'm not quoting him. Saying it's an uplifting show that that always it always has good triumphing over evil, right? And that's basically which one. It was like those morality plays, right? And they just didn't have that at all. Rogue. Gay fanfic, gay Bridgerton fanfic. Oh, my Bridgerton! They actually say that line twice, right? And then you had this one, which was like a slow podding build up to a kind of stupid finale. Frankly, it didn't really work for me, right? And honestly, I don't think they ever really got over the tap dancing Davros, right? That was so obnoxious, right? So obnoxious. Where are we up to? Fine. We keep going. You can no longer invest in the characters because there is very little left to latch onto, says Dave Mullin. You're absolutely right. Man, woman, black man. And next one is it's fashion on social media. That's all it is, right? PD Rich is here and he gives a YouTube thing to Marine Boy 1966. I wonder what that link is. Fine, let's keep going through the chat. Beats means highs. What? Beats means highs. It's nice to see Mr. Egg get some work playing Sutek after all this time. Oh yeah, I can't wait to go through the episode because it was shit. I mean, like I don't know. Sutek was shit. There was a lot of it that was shit. There's an overt difference being gay and being sexually overt. Yes, no matter your orientation. I'm gay, but my kid is going to play with Pokemon and action figures, not a sex toy. But exactly what you're a normal person. Right, and that's the thing. I can't stand how they treat gay people like, a monolith of weirdos. That you're not. That's so weird. It is so weird. And by the way, I've never bought that Barry from EastEnders was gay. Barry was like the working class one, and Colin was like the middle class architect, wasn't it? I can't remember. I always thought Colin, if I'm getting it right, was gay. Never got any gays off Barry, but yeah, what do I know, baby? Graham Kirk, good evening, Rabbi. Good evening, I should say. The best thing about last night's episode, last night's show was it serves a reminder of what Pyramids of Mars again. The difference in quality of story is remarkable. It is. I mean, just the acting as well. I mean, oh God, I hated Unit. I just really can't stand the Unit, right? Just again, they're going to save us, please. I don't know, and it is very clear that was all set up to be it's set up for a spin-off, right? I thought, what's his name? Jeffrey Rush, is it? The kid. Yeah, it was exactly the same as when you saw, what's his name, from Twilight. It was cast as Batman. Or Patterson. You're like, well, that's going to be shit. Like, little shorty shit pants there. It's going to be Batman. How exactly? Explain this to me. And when you saw him, you go, oh, well, this is shit. Right? He totally doesn't work as Batman. Right? Strangely enough, Jeffrey Wright didn't work at all as Commissioner Gordon either. And I really thought he would have done. Like, Lawrence Fishburne was perfect as Perry White. But I think the reasons for casting are always clear, right? And I think it always hurts it, right? When it's done for disingenuous reasons. Losing people in the war is supposed to be hard. Maybe see who was saying avoid it whenever possible. And I agree with you there. And get over it as quickly as possible when we do. Listen, Ethan, 20 minutes in, what did you miss? The meaning of life, the universe, and everything. Yeah, I can't repeat it, but it's pretty darn good. Nothing. I'm waffling crap like I always do, right? That's my USP. Fly Highland is here. Hey, doing Fly Highland. Thank you for joining me. I have a big problem with the politicization of sexual preferences. Yes. Well, and please, everybody vote reform. That's all I'm going to say. Make your sexual preference a vote reform. That's your only hope. If you vote reform, oh man, I reckon they're going to whip this thing into shape before you can even blink, right? But the thing is, let's say, again, it's going to take a miracle for Farage to win. But I believe in miracles. I do believe in miracles. I'm always wrong, but I believe in miracles. Look, Rishi Sunak could really save himself right now and say, listen, I've obviously failed. I'm obviously not the person to lead the Tory party. And we've been led into absolute hatred by our supporters. And then then merge with Reform, with Farage as the head, and create a new Conservative. That's the only way to save the Conservative Party now, right? Otherwise, they're going to be gone forever. And good riddance, frankly. They fucked up beyond fucked up. You can see the ideological capture of the civil service, replete through everything, right? Sunak is the villain in Doctor Who. He's a villain for everybody. Like, that's the thing. We can all agree. Like, how about this, Russell? You could do some really interesting stuff with saying, I hate politicians, right? How politicians, but then you'll be supporting Trump. And, oh, no, blah. Be worst thing ever. Sutek, pseudotech, I should say, says Inspector 23, brings the gift of apathy to all mankind. Yes, he did. Right? Yes, he did. Sexual should not be forced acceptance issue or big issues. Exactly. I agree with you, right? Totally agree with you. Coincidentally, I finished Pyramids of Mars yesterday in my Watcher of All classic in order. Very cool, says Sly Highland. Annoying that 2024 Sutek was spoilt for me due to Disney Plus at midnight thing. Well, that's the one advantage for me, because I don't see anything till Sabbath has ended. Right, so I watch it then, right, and I try and stay away from sport. But yeah, I was pretty sure Sutek was going to come out, right? I thought that was going to be a plan. Turns out the Legend of Ruby Road, Ruby Sunday, is a pretty pointless, uneventful episode when you know the reveal, because it's entirely set up to reveal. Yes, I agree, right? I agree. Epic Nick Boy is here. The BBC and the mainstream media are disgraceful and immoral for promoting identitarianism, veterinarianism, I think you just say identitarianism. I hope reform get in, if only to take away the BBC's license fee. Yes! Oh, fuck me, yeah! There's just nothing they will do. I'm not like, yes. Oh, God, they would take away that license fee, and the DEI department would be going, woo! Will close faster than you could fucking imagine. Oh, man. And honestly, I think in the wake of the Cass report, you must legislate a non-promotion of gender transition to children in TV shows aimed at children, family shows and children's shows, right? I think, and probably a complete ban of any sexual element whatsoever, right? On screen, off screen, and drag queen story hour. Like, why not? I don't know. Just what's the advantage of having a drag queen story hour? I don't know, right? I don't know. No, I do know. If you're like, if you're a pedophile, you find that very, very useful. But for benign reasons, again, nobody had any trouble with people being in drag, right? Until it came with like a big pair of huge tits and rubbing your crotch in their 5-year-old's face. Like, nobody minded getting up on stage with a Pat Mike Dame with Danny LaRue. Like, nobody thought he was going to finger your ass off. I mean, Rolf Harris, not so much. People were more scared of that, right? Sutek's going furry. Wesley David is incapable of creating his own big bad. Yeah! Name one big bad villain that he created. There isn't one. Well, you could say Maestro, right? I think that's a big bad villain, but it only appeared in one episode, and it was like, again, I would rather wanted to claw my eyes out. In the original run, did he have any? No. Wow. I didn't realize. That's a very, very good point there, Prob. That's a very good point. I never thought of that. Many things I didn't think of. Yeah, amongst the many things I didn't think of, that. R.I.P. Cobby, yes. Yeah, again, I wish I knew him better. Cynic's now pussy. Instead of going after Tom's doctor, he's gone after the weakest doctor, Cameron Gatwa. Who was weaker, though? By the way, have you noticed they always call Shooter Gatwa the 15th Doctor? They never call him the Doctor. Who was worse? Who was the shitter Doctor? Jodie or Shooty? Whoa. Tweedledum and Tweedledum. It's a hard one, isn't it? I'm going to say Jodie was a worse Doctor. Man, that's pretty bad. Des is here. Jessica Green or Georgia Mayfield? Oh, we got to look these up. I don't know. Let's find out. So first is Jessica Green. Where was it? Jessica Green. There's just Green, isn't it? Let's have a look. Is she the one is in next week? I don't know. She looks. I don't know. Let me share the screen. I mean, she's beautiful, but kind of ordinary. I mean, I'm certainly not going, oh man. I haven't popped wood. Okay, so that's a big sign, and I basically do that, when I see Concord. That's enough for me. I'm like, okay, here we go. I mean, like, I'm heading to my 60s. I'm still horny, right? I'm like constantly. It's a curse. It's a curse that I kind of enjoy. Yeah, I'm saying, okay, she's very beautiful, but meh. I wouldn't cheat on my wife, right? For her, right? So that's the bar. Let's have a look. All right, attractive woman. So who's the other one? I have no idea who she is though. Georgia May Foot. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, she certainly seems hotter. Oh yeah, Georgia Mayfoot. Definitely the hotter of the two. One second, let's pull up a couple of images of her. Come on, up you go. It's not adding on. Yeah, maybe if I do have to open it. Oh well, there you go. Fine. And there's this one as well. So yeah, okay, she's hot. Okay, she is totally hot. Who is she? Is a question. Now let's have a look at. We'll Google her. Voice of people who like me with the condition. I batter how I feel about what condition does she have? Georgia Mayfoot is a British actress and model. She is known for playing Alison Simmons in the BBC school drama Grange Hill, 2005-2008. Katie Armstrong is but what's the deal? Hey, look at Wikipedia. So she's in Grange Hill. Okay, well that makes me feel a little bit more pervy. But what condition does she have? It's not even saying here. // modeling contract, early life. She's the FHM sexiest woman in the world. 20. Is that say FHM still going? I can't imagine it is, isn't it? Is she? Is it? Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Very, very hot. Very hot. Would like to see her in a school uniform. 1 second. Let's see if I can get a picture from Grange Hill. Grange Hill. Yes, I am looking for pictures of a girl in school uniform to perv over. No, she looks too young and innocent. Not doing it for me. Not doing it for. I mean, like, there is that thing where the child actress grows up, and you're like, hey, legal at last. We all liked it when Hermione blossomed, apart from her, of course. And then she went to complain to the end. Men sexualized me when I was as young as 16. Yes, they did. They do that. Matt Potter's here. How you doing? Thought it was on par with the giggle. It dragged for a short row. That it was for me. I don't know. I hate this whole era. Right. I like the giggle was. It's all been tainted. Right. I am sorry. If they had great episodes after, it was tainted by the Star Beast. It just continued to be tainted, right? I couldn't. Oh, Dr. Atlas here. Stick around. I want you to see what this episode is. Dr. Atlas's stuff is so much better. I think he had, was it season 12? Season 13, you had Anubis in it. Which is so much better. It's so much better than this. Oh, it kills me how much better it is, right? It really does. Fine. Good question, Rabbi. If nothing in 2025, it could be over. Well, yeah, listen, it's not in 2024. I think it's over. Right? I think the uber woke Earthbound killed the range, right? Then I also think Susek looks like an inbred donkey now. Yet me, I totally do, right? It does exactly what it's like. Rev Ravenwolf is here. Hello, says Rev Ravenwolf. Hello, back to you, sir. Tyler saying, guys, it's wrong. I laugh my ass off when Morris Cable's oh God, and started talking. Oy vey. That was it. It was like, who watches that and goes, oh yeah, that's fucking awesome. More of that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. More of that. Fly Hannah's voting reform. I don't think I can vote because I never played poll tax. I left England before Jesus was coming in. Sue, the tech from IT. Oh, God. Yeah, it wasn't even an anagram. Oh, we'll see it in a second. It's just dumb. Okay, it's dumb. Disney Star Wars is dumb. Disney Doctor Who is dumb. Tarzan thinks you're going to get Labour government. That's what everything looks like. You need a miracle, right? It's okay for Reform to be opposition, but boy, would I love them to win. That'll be good. Much was based on Toymaker, yeah, but at least there really hasn't been any supervillain. You're right. Because say Rassilon, maybe. Was Rassilon a supervillain? Kind of was, right? Kind of robs. Robert Holmes would hate what Russell Davis done with his creation. Yes, he would, right? Absolutely. Was it Robert Holmes who wrote Pyramids of Mars? I thought it was somebody else. Let me have a quick look. Pyramids of Mars. Blink. Who wrote it? Written by, directed by Patrick Russell. It was Stephen Harris, which was Robert Holmes and Louis Griefer. Who's Louis Griefer? Okay, I never heard of him before. But yeah, you can tell Robert Holmes going all the way through that, right? Say the back and Symbols has got an answer. Neither Jodie or Shooty were the Doctor. They were at best the Moctor. Yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you. Was there a David Tennant's 14th Doctor in all this? See how shit a plot hole that bad. Exactly. It was just dumb. It's the biggest problem ever. I could have a bit of a cry. Oh, we didn't cry this week. But at no point did I say, shall we join up our TARDIS as contact? No, none of that. None of that, right? No. So Shooty, you want to play the Doctor as a gay fuck bunny? That's the way you're going? Oh, okay. You sure you don't want to do the Olympian detachment? No Olympian detachment for you, gay fuck bunny. As long as they leave whatever floats your boat, Rabbi. Well, okay, I guess I don't know what I was talking about. We're talking about the schoolgirl, whatever her name was. What's her name again? Georgia Sankfoot. Look, listen. If you're talking about Rabbi's fantasies, they basically all dovetail into a schoolgirl uniform. I mean, like, I'm not the one who's wearing it. Robert Payne said it will be difficult to enjoy a good episode in this era because the open disdain they have to the established standards. Well, you know what? I can understand Dan being able to see beyond that, right? And good for him that he can, right? Good for him. But it's like it's in the DNA of this era that it's queer, right? And I'm not on board for a queer Doctor Who. That doesn't mean I hate gay people. You know, I'm not on board for a gay Santa either. Right. I don't think Santa should be getting, or a bestiality Santa. Let's say he's the receiver. He's the one getting fucked by Rudolph instead of fucking Rudolph. I'm not on board for that. I don't think there's any need for Santa to suck off his chief elf's cock. Right. I don't think there's any. Oh, it's a candy cane. I don't see any need for it. Right. I don't see how life is better for it. Right. I don't know why. I'm just imagining there's some weird sex stuff going on with the jail guards and the Rani. A reason the Harbinger was pathetic. Yes, I know. But again, we'll see that in a second. Fine, we are caught up. Fine. Let's start doing a deep dive into the episode, right? Which where is it? Doink. So the clip we're going to play because it's so annoying and I hate it so much, and they plastered everywhere, right? Why? What is the point of this? Why not just have it appear? Joe Swift is there. How you doing? I ruined Christmas for you. How do I convert to New Day? No, stick, Joe, stop. Have a mince pie. You'll feel fine, okay? Santa doesn't suck a cock, okay? It's all fine. It's all fine. Conrad says, you mean you didn't go out and buy the children's book, Santa's Husband? No, I didn't, right? By the way, if I'm clipping this out for a video, we were just talking about how I think it'll be equally silly for Santa Claus to be a super camp gay person. But like, what, like, what's up? Like, why is he landing like this? It's just annoying me. And unit was cooler when it was in a little base in the 70s, out somewhere in the home county.
Go protocols, everyone.
Oh, God. Firstly, they have a protocol for him flying in. And again, this is like a weird super group of like narcissistic suck. I mean, it's like, okay, it's okay if you think women can have penises, right? Or they can be big strapping penises, like a 6 foot tall. It's okay if you think that. I'm not going to rain on your parade and tell you no, right? Again, if you want to do a queer sci-fi fantasy drama, fine. I object to you turning Doctor Who into a queer sci-fi fantasy drama because, look, we used to live in a multicultural society. That's really the bottom. We used to live in a multicultural society, and we were able to live in a multicultural society by not rubbing our differences in each other's faces, right? Like Christians think that my people killed their God, right? That's not, I mean, like, maybe I shouldn't bring that up, right? Oh, sorry about that. Had a few too many drinks. No. I think Christians like massacred Jews many times in the Crusades and other times like that. Fine, but like, what? Why would I bring that up? Right? Like it's not the person sitting in front of me, and normally they're like we could all coexist, right? We could all coexist. Again, Doctor Who is a secular humanist adventure, sci-fi fantasy adventure serial, which used to be more sci-fi. But secular human drama is an adventure serial, and it shouldn't delve into sex. Politics that much, or contentious issues, right? Now, equally, we got this thing called the Cass Report, which they spent years and years and years, spent a lot of money establishing the bleeding obvious. Transitioners, there's no evidence, as I understand it, it's beneficial to have gender affirming care for minors. That's the basic gist of the Cass Report. The function of Yasmin Finney is to in this thing is to make a safe space for trans kids, or in other words, validate the idea that gender transitioning for children is a healthy and a valid option. I don't believe it is, right? I don't believe it. So I think Yasmin Finney being in this episode is insidious propaganda. All right, just her presence, right? And it's just annoying as hell. What's she doing in unit as well?
Positions, helipad doors to open.
What the fuck is up with that, right? Oh, you never seen me before. I wonder if we're going to make it to the end of the episode.
TARDIS Vector 1.
And this is shit as well. I'm sorry. The Vlinks. All of this is Sarah Jane Adventures stuff, right? But again, it's very much, oh, wait a minute, this is a pilot for our new series. Yeah, I hate all of this. Oh, God. Why? Why couldn't he just land? Wasn't life better when that happened?
Docked on the bridge. Give me the loving!
Oh, fuck off! He's like nails on a fucking chalkboard, right? Literally like nails on a chalkboard. And then, oh, Yasmin, yay, doctor! I just was hanging out with the other doctor, Outcast Millie, looking gorgeous as always. I mean, like, she always looks hot. So it's a lot of like mutual masturbation at this point. Oh, you're so good. Oh, you're so good. Oh, doctor, we love you, doctor. Yeah, I'm the new guy. And like, oh, God, what is it? Like, let's see if I can get him talking. It is beyond bizarre.
Nice to meet you.
And I'm Morris Gibbons, Unit Scientific Advisor, 13 years old, accelerated genius. Thanks for passing, asteroid.
I whatever. Again, what are they thinking? Well, it's like, oh, we're gonna is he handicapped in any way? Which is probably what they're thinking, right? So fine. So he arrives and he says, "Oh, I need your help. I've noticed Susan Twisters everywhere, right? Going all through. And I'm trying to find her. She's everywhere, and I'm trying to find who she is. And like, oh, we know who she is again. Look at this shit." Like at some point you got to think, how's this going to look on screen? Not good is the answer. Not good. Hi, nobody notices me. I'm a new character. Nothing bad's going to happen to me. I'm totally normal. And it turns out, yes, that we've known she's been around for ages. And here, and she's launching this thing called Triad Technology. And the doctor notices it says it's an anagram of TARDIS. And they're like, yeah, we all noticed that, right? How do they get it to move around?
Isn't that the point, Doctor?
TARDIS technology, fine. So, and then I think at some point they say, oh, maybe she's Susan, right? Then we get into the titles, which, okay, again, I can't unsee this now. It seems to be a lot of galactic gaping anuses that the TARDIS is going to like ram through. Like, let's look. Yes, holy shit! And he looks like it's coming, right? Like really? Whoa! Splat! Bend another hole. Whoa! I mean, like just so many anuses. I guess it's kind of on brand, isn't it? The Legend of Ruby Sunday. This title is meaningless because what was the legend, right? What was the legend? Cut by Peter Dinklage. A lot cut price. Peter Dinklage is great. This is just cringe. And so they're trying to work out what's going on. Who is she? And it says, okay, we got somebody. Again, literally nothing happens, right? This is just lots of standing around talking. What are they even saying here?
The truth is, Time Lords can regenerate their faces.
Oh, so yeah. So now they're talking about how he thinks it might be Susan, his granddaughter. And again, oh God, it was so much better with a bit more mystery, right? Lung Barrow was awesome. Lung Barrow was the end of the Cartmel master plan, which would have shown the Doctor is actually a reincarnation of this Time Lord figure called the Other, which had Susan as Susan was the Other's granddaughter, right? And he threw himself into the looms of Gallifrey to be reborn in the future, which he was, right? Much more interesting, and also the Susan stuff we had on Big Finish has been excellent, right? Has been absolutely excellent. I saw there's another Susan's War box set coming out, which makes you think maybe they are going to bring Susan back. I don't know. But who knows? So anyway, so he's talking about regeneration. Wasn't she? Oh no, she wasn't there for regeneration. And it turns out they got somebody on the inside, which is, if we get picked, Mel. Again, not in this episode. No. This whole episode is just a setup, okay? Like for next week. And again, this could have been told in a previously on Doctor Who 2-minute segment, right? There's so little plot in this. But yeah, look, it's lovely seeing Bonnie Langford. It's weird how much I like Bonnie Langford, right? Given how shit her character was. But I love Bonnie Langford, right? I mean, she makes me genuinely happy to see her on screen, right? And she's so much better than she was, originally. But her Big Finish stuff's been excellent. But I just love her attitude, right? She had this interview. She had this interview where she gave the only good interview publicity for this era, right? Conrad said, "You only salute if you're wearing headgear." And you only salute a commissioned officer because you're saluting the monarch. That's a very good point. Do you have any military advisors? No, you nitwits.
Well, it got me cheering.
Oh, that's Mel.
Yeah, so if they're having Mel in it, that's great. She's undercover and not much is going on. They're saying we don't know what's going on with her. We're monitoring her. And so now they have to go and get Ruby's mother, I think. Hi! We're just two totally normal girls together. Just two totally normal girls together. Nothing weird about us at all. I'm a super hot chick and you have a dick. Nothing's weird. Nothing's weird about this whatsoever. Would you fancy a hand job? I mean, that where is Ruby giving Rose a hand job? It kind of looks like it, right? Oh, let me get my hands around your stunning and brave, very feminine penis. I don't think so, right? I don't think so. Costume here is better than most. He's acting slightly more Doctor. I mean, like, because he's not like running around trying to suck someone's dick. He's acting slightly more doctory. Although I don't know. The problem, one of the many problems with this Doctor is he's so ordinary, right? He's so human, right? Again, no Olympian detachment, no gay fuck bunny, fine. So they were like, oh, what's going on? We can't work it out. I don't know. And then you get some stuff with Mel. Not much is honestly not much. What do they even talk about? Oh, yeah. So she's monitoring her somehow. Meanwhile, they go and pick up her mother. Oh, yeah, fine. They remember there's a VHS tape they watch every Christmas. Who has a VHS? Why have you transferred this to digital? Right? So they have a VHS tape of the security footage of Ruby Road from the days that she was dropped off there in 2004. It makes me feel so old, right? And they need that to find out where... they need to find out who her mother was who dropped her off. They can't go back there because he's already been there. And it's like a fixed point. And anyway, so that's, yeah, they said, we got to find out who your mother is, right? The Legend of Ruby Sunday, right? So off they all go, and I can't remember what that was.
Vamoose! Because I'm coming with you to the Nitwick Tower.
There's a warning. Thunderstorms across
Anything.
All right, so the thunderstorm warning, who cares? Nita Dobson's, I mean, that's going to tie into next week. Nita Dobson's in. Who is Anita Dobson? Right? That's one of the questions we've had going through this. Who knows? But she's here to help look after her mother. And she said, I nursed so many people, blah, 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 blah. And, there's something obviously off about it. She knows what's going on. She looks at the storm. And she said, oh, bad news, right? So the big storm's coming. Hate the unit tower. And again, more waffle. Doctor. I learned about it, whatever. It's all, again, it's treading water. Every part of this is just treading water. Meets Mel, and Mel's awesome. Vlinks is shit. But look, I'm happy Nick Briggs has got work, frankly. you know, but still, this character's just, I don't know, irritating and pointless. But again, this is all a setup for the unit TV show, right? So fine, they get the VHS and they have a time portal thing that they said. He said, "No, Doctor, you told us never to do it." I said, "Okay, we have a time portal thing, a time viewer." So they go and they're going to feed in the VHS to that, and it's this huge room. Okay, let's look at Lenny Rush again.
Time window open.
Right, so this is the time window, and the Doctor takes a piss out and says, "This is stupid, lash up. What is this? It's hilarious." And so inside here, they can generate a 3D model from the same time as the VHS tape. Forget the unit spin-off. It's not happening. Again, you're living in a world of logic and reason problems, mate. Yeah, I only hope we are. Who is the woman? She's the actress who was in EastEnders. That's it. Yeah, but Soda Rangers, mate. She left such a massive shadow over the entire entertainment. Her and Den and Angie. Den and Angie was as big as Tom Baker, right? When he was Doctor Who, they were huge, right? And she's always been like a kind of a fun presence. Like she very happily married to Brian May from Queen, and you can see. And whenever they did music videos together, but whenever you can see what a loving couple they are. I have a lot of love for Anita Dobson. I really do. Tyler says Anita, big finishes. I think that's a turd. I can't tell. It's always seemed okay to me, but whatever. Fine. So they put the machine in and start trying to work it out. And also they let her mother in because it's, top secret place, whatever. And again, look how much time they're just like treading water. And this is why I'm getting annoyed at this point because nothing's happening. Right, let's hear him talk again.
Haven't come on yet.
Oh yeah, so now it snows because that's what happens. She's connected that point in time somehow for some reason. One of many mysteries, right? So then they that's a good shot, isn't it? Right? See, that was actually be quite a good doctory shot. Hang on, let's again, credit where credit's due. Yeah, it's better when it's a still, right? So fine, this is the video representation of Ruby Road when they got married and things going super, super fast. And then away walks her mother and they're trying to see her mother's face. They can't, okay? The face is always shrouded, right? And they keep trying to see her face and nothing doing. The doctor arrives and then leaves, right? And there's a unit sergeant in there with them, and they're trying to see her mother's face. Still can't see it, right? Still can't see it. And then, wait a minute, does the TARDIS show up again? Yeah, the TARDIS shows up again. Oh no, that's him leaving. And so now the mother starts to point at Ncuti Gatwa, right? Grab that moment.
She's pointing at you, but she's also pointing northwest.
Fine. Okay. So they're interacting and they can't really work out what's going on. And then I think a TARDIS shows up again, another TARDIS. So it's like, well, what's going on? And I can't see my mother. Who's my mother? Nothing. Waffle, bloody waffle. Right? That's all it is. Mel surprised. Yeah, there's this like weird cloud around the TARDIS with the second TARDIS that turned up. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, it's obviously Sutek, right? It's obviously Sutek. Yeah, for me anyway, that was when I was like, oh yeah, it must be Sutek. And there's like, what's going on? We still don't know. Why is this kid in it? We don't know. We don't know. Why is that kid in it? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? But the kid is in it nonetheless. Okay, why? Couldn't tell you. And then there's the unit guy has vanished and like, oh, where is he? Blah! Please report. I mean, like, I know it's like, haven't you lost anybody before in combat?
Waiting. What is? It's been waiting for so long.
All right, so yeah, the unit guy gets taken over. That's been waiting for so long, and then he turns out that he's dead, made of dust and sand, and shooting is basically useless. Although he's not crying yet, getting close to that, but not crying yet. So now he leaves. He says, "I got to go and meet Susan, even though I'm worried it's my granddaughter." And again, like. There's just relentless. Doesn't make him stronger to show him always being weak. And we're literally 32 minutes in. Not a fucking thing has happened, right? Not a fucking thing has happened, right? Yet this is all like just holding out till get to the cliffhanger. And body language was good. She talks him around, said, "Come on, you've got to go." Wait, what is that?
Doctor, we've isolated an image.
Yeah, they've isolated the image from inside the thing, so they're going to try and work it out. And again, don't mind me. You never seen me before. Everything's totally normal. So she goes and meets Susan, Susan Triad, and it's not Susan, right? It's not Susan. It's like, oh, okay then. Right, another shaggy dog, so another like complete waste of time. Really, I get this whole story, but they said, "Oh, I keep having dreams," and she said, "What do you dream of?" She dreams of all the different people she's been in throughout the season, right? Image resisting scan. So they're trying to work out, and yeah. So now we're barreling to the what's it called again? The cliffhanger. So this is the image that there's a second TARDIS that showed up on Ruby Road after the first one left, and that's the thing that was inside that dust cloud, right? They didn't realize what was inside it. They found out it was another TARDIS, right? And like, well, how can that be? And it's like.
Ability of a trap, 99%, and right.
Yeah, again, he's just not good. None of this is good. There's a trap, things are going down, building up, and she's giving a presentation about whatever it is she does. Who cares? And they start to scan the TARDIS to see if that thing, that dust cloud is still around it. But now they can't see it, so they're scanning it to try and find it. Vlink scans it, and they go, "Look, what's going on?" And again, building up to the finale. But it's God, man. They go rushing around again. This is all just getting them in the right place for the finale, right? So she starts going crazy, and her name is Harbinger. So, yeah, of course, they use that again. And they go, "Well, what's going on? I don't understand it." Yeah, what's it? Yeah, Harbinger. Again, right? Again. And they talk about the different, she's mumbling about all the different gods. You have the god of games, which is the toy maker, the god of music, and whatever. And this was a Susan twist from another place we haven't seen.
Harbinger.
Why are you confused by that shooting? Right, I understand it.
Gods bring harbingers to warn us of their coming. But which god?
I dream.
Right, so this is one of the different realities she's been. This isn't Sutek, right? This is just, I don't know, some other planet she's been on. Meanwhile, Ruby goes to try and work out what's going on with the 3D thing. And, okay. And basically, yeah, we have the big build-up.
There is insensible, the god of disaster, and your children who doubt and dread. I'm standing on high.
So this was good and creepy if it wasn't in a completely failed era would have actually been quite good, right? And they think, oh, okay, this is a super thing. It's not TARDIS, wrong anagram. This is the real anagram.
And his one true name forevermore is
Sutek. Yeah, okay, we know. And I think this is his reveal. Right, okay, this is the reveal of the new Sutek, everybody. That's probably the best shot we have, but it's so much less effective than the what we originally saw. It's so much less effective, right? And at the same time, Susan Twist now wakes up from her coma thingy, and she's a zombie person who turns people to dust. And like, okay. Thoran loves the reveal of Sutek. I think the build up to it was good, right? I think the atmosphere build up, but like the actual Sutek, look at this shooting gut. We're just impersonating the Invisible Man porno version. I like the actual, like the realization of it. I think is just awful. Now, question is, like the normies are tuning in right now, getting ready for the football, right? And so we get the cliffhanger. I am returning, Sutek. I bring my here.
The god of death. I am the night. I am the terror.
Again, Gabriel Wolf, excellent. This good build. I like it's for the normie. This looks good, right? And then, oh God, he's awful. Probability of a trap, 100%. Really, you think? And we get the cliffhanger.
Did you think I was family?
Yeah, no, she's not family. He thought she was Susan.
I bring
Sutek's gift of death.
Again, great line. Sorry you didn't write it, Russell. To be continued, I guess. Why? I don't really know. I don't know what. Like, I guess because they made it. So, what has not gone down well in the ratings, shall we say? Let's have a look over here. Share screen. Doink. So, in the ratings, we have the Overnight came out, the lowest ever Overnight. Incredible, isn't it? You wouldn't have thought it, but it really is. Let's look at some of the Jodie Overnights. 1 second. Doctor Who 2023. The Overnights, look, 5. Lowest it got was 4.62, 2.02. Yeah. Does it have the other Jodie stuff on it? Doctor Who ratings, UK Doctor Who ratings. Let's see. We'll do a search over here. We'll do 2022, I think, or 2021. 21-22. Fine. Let's have a look at that. And then 2021, and then so let's have a look at some of Jodie's ratings. We'll look at like her lowest. Again, her Overnights don't touch these. So this is Flux, right? Even Legend of the Sea Devils did better, right? Lowest was 2.2. And you notice those AI figures not been released, have they? 2021. I mean, look at this. Well, like this is a lengthy destruction of the character, right? It really is a very lengthy destruction of this character. And you can see, look, you can see it slowly going down, 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 down. The woker it gets, the less anybody wants to see it, right? 8.2 overnight. So that was Jodah's first one. So in fairness, that was much higher. All right. Yeah. I'm going to try and compare it to some of Capaldi's. I mean, everybody tuned in because they want to see the Lady Doctor, but it kind of settled down to 5s very quickly. Man, look at that drop. Let's look at this drop compared to this drop. So it's not so much. This has dropped less, but there's less for it to go. Frankly, let's find some Capaldi stuff. It was 2017 year we won. Let's have a look over here. Overnight, again, nothing that low. Lowest it gets is 2.82, 2.89. Now check this out. For a consolidated, that will be, is that 7 days? Consolidated was 4.73, which means it had a 1.84 bump, right? 1,840,000 bump, right? As opposed to over here, where they're getting bubkas. They're getting what? 1 million. That was 1,800,000. This is 1,260,000, right? 126. So let's say that we extrapolate that out. It's probably going to be a bit less. Let's say 1.2. So probably, and we'll find out tomorrow what the overnights are for what was it, Rogue? Oh, not the overnights, the consolidators for Rogue. I can't. It might get more people looking at it to see the gay kiss, maybe. But I think this is a 3.4 maximum is what they're hoping is best they can hope for, right? I think 3.4 is really best they can hope for, and then it'll be between 3.3 and 3.4, and then I think we're dipping down to 3.25 for the consolidated, and then the finale. Well, it depends on the weather and the football, right? But there's football on the other side, which I think is going to be a big draw away from it. It's not really supported on either side by particularly good shows. If the weather's good, I would love to see this dip under 1 million, under 2 million. Oh God, I would love that. I love that because it will make me feel validated, right? But I think now here's a question though. That cliffhanger was, well, it's the only cliffhanger we had this season, isn't it? Let's have a look. I don't think we had. Yeah, there haven't been any cliffhangers this season apart from this one, and the cliffhanger was excellent. But I'll remind you, the cliffhangers in Flux were excellent as well. Frankly, most of the cliffhangers in Flux were very, very good. You know, the resolutions were shit, but most of the cliffhangers very good. Don't know what to tell you, right? Do not know what to tell you about this. So, but because it looked more like Doctor Who, they normally go up. I mean, look at this. We had the first 2 episodes, nobody cared, and it like dived down for Boom, right? Boom was nearly as low as this, 2.04, right? But because that was an episode that looked and felt more like Doctor Who, you had a huge bump. They got like 500,000 more the next week, right? Because it could go either way, right? Maybe if the weather isn't great, I think the most this could really hope for is a 2.6 overnight, right? I think 2.6 overnight and a 3.6 consolidated. So it's going to be between 1.9 something or 2.6. That's the range I'm going to predict for this, right? I think that's fair, right? I think that's a reasonably fair take on it. All right, yeah, I do think so. Again, let's have a quick look at the trailer for next week. How those lawns be? We just keep working on them. do anything other than watch. Again, I really want this to fail. I want it to fail because I absolutely hate the queer era. I'm not a fan of it at all. Let's have a look at the trailer for next week.
The night, the terror. The earth is dying. I did this.
I swear to you, with both the hearts of the last of the Time Lords.
Oh, who's that? Hang on. I mean, firstly, Miller's looking freaking awesome, right? Miller's looking freaking awesome. But who do you think that is? Is that the kindly woman on another planet? Could be. That looks like Ruby's mum.
The Time Lords, I will stop you.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath. I mean, again, like you know, you look. He looks butcher manly when he's like looks like he's going. He looks like he's walking to a gay tryst, which good for him. Whatever you like. Russell is sleeping, sobbing his rainbow-colored woke heart out now, as he knows he shat his own bed. Yeah, he does know that, right? He absolutely does know that. I completely agree. Let's see what else Screen Rant is dealing with. Screen Rant, because they're always fun to look at. Genius Star Wars Theory reveals Return of the Jedi isn't all about Luke. Oh, fuck off. Yes, it is. I mean, you could say it's the Anakin Skywalker trilogy, but please. Doctor Who. The title. How Unit's time window fits into Doctor Who can explained by showrunner Rusty. Do I really care? Season 14 for night. Doctor Who season 14 cast and guest guide. I don't care. Episode guide. I don't care. Why was season 14? Why Doctor Who season 14 replaced Shirley Ann Bingham as Unit Scientific? Why? I don't know. Right? I do not know. Apparently she's back. She's overseas. That was the reason they gave. But let's see what they say here. However, the fact she's been replaced with a new scientist explained it isn't explained during it. Thankfully, she will return later at a later point in the Doctor Who's Disney era. Oh, God knows. Morris is a temporary replacement for Shirley Ann Bingham in Doctor Who. Okay, thankfully. Ross Evans confirmed that Shirley is out of the country during Legend of the Ruby Sunday. All right, Unit Scientific Advisor in the Legend of Ruby Sunday is Lenny Rush. Morris Gibbon, 13-year-old genius, is incredibly intelligent thanks to a passing asteroid. Oh, God. Well, it's more than capable of replacing Shirley. Rusty Evans confirmed Morris is a stand-in for Madeleine. Doctor Who speaking with Doctor Who magazine via Radio Times. Davis explained that Morris is there while Shirley's in Geneva. Look, you just wanted a virtual signal about some like another identity. That's what it was, Russell. You literally just wanted a virtual signal about another identity. Doctor Who drops 2 important notes about important Mrs. Flood clues. Let's see what they say. So they did skim over that. What's the first one? The one who waits is revealed to be Sutek. So that was what's the name? The Star Beast. We first heard The One Who Waits by Beat the Meat. I mean, Beat the Meat was really good. Everything else about it, not so much. Susan Goodfriend has been an avatar. I thought she was there to tempt the Doctor into that time and space, right? Mr. Flood remains an enigma, but at present, so let's see what's he got to say. Biggest question hang over Mr. Flood's existence, whether she's a force for good or dastardly in the galactic blight, blush pink. I don't know. I think she's going to be promoted as a villain and turn out to be good. That's my guess. What happens there? Everything leads into later as Mrs. Flood is asked to look after Cherry while Ruby and Carla visit unit headquarters. The look on Mrs. Flood's face as she denies Cherry a simple cup of tea is one of cruelty and malice, as if she's enjoying depriving the elderly woman and offered being offended by even being asked to fetch drinks. Okay. Mr. Flug knows things even the doctor doesn't. How do you know that's Sutek? I don't bloody know, but okay. Another crucial Mr. Flood detail confirmed in season 14's second to last episode is Ruby's neighbor is unaware of the one who waits as she breaks the fourth wall. He waits no more. I forgot about that. For Mr. Flood to know both the one who waits and his return is imminent. Yeah, obviously there's something else going on. Could Mr. Flood be a force for good in Doctor Who? I think probably. That's my guess. I think probably. I think that's the most likely case of events. Okay, fine. Every same-sex kiss in Doctor Who. Oh, God, why? Again, that was really quite innocent. That one, Captain Jack and the Doctor and Rory. I don't even remember that in Power of Three. What happened? It was a brief. It wasn't. The brief kiss was anything. Was not anything romantic. Okay. Doc was simply overcome with excitement as he thought that Rory had found the solution. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Wasn't sexual. Jenny and Vastra. Yeah, that became really annoying. I get fine. Bill and Heather. Yeah, I think Bill Potts was meant to be a lesbian. They didn't really talk about that much. Adam and Jake, well, obviously, and that was one of the worst snogs ever. Oh, God. Doctor and Rogue. Okay, so what? 6 years we got one sexual gay kiss in 60 years. Oh, but again, if you want to make a queer sci-fi fantasy adventure, that's fine, right? Don't turn Doctor Who into a queer sci-fi fantasy adventure, right? It makes it so religious Christians, religious Jews, religious Muslims we can't watch it with their kids, and that's the function of Doctor Who, right? If David Tennant and Catherine Tate don't return for Doctor Who season 14, we've got a problem. I don't think they are returning, frankly. And I don't think it makes any bloody sense, right? I doubt that. Maybe it's going to turn up for a cameo. I mean, they seem to be rolling out anything they can. But yeah, this has not gone well, right? This has not gone well for them. Has not been a success. They even talking about it in the comics. Well, give it a look. Yeah. After single episodes where Doctor Who ratings back in the dirt and on decline. Yes. Look, if Russell Davies is saying these might not be the ratings we love, that means he's sitting in the fetal position in a corner of the room crying and eating his own feces. Right? That's where he is right now. It's not going well. Right? It is not going well. Let's look at Radio Times. Let's see if Radio Times can spin the ratings, right? That's our first look. Okay, look, Millie Gibson, just super duper hot. Bonnie Langford, you will be screaming. Well, listen, yes, but not in a good way. Let's have a look. Doctor Who. Thank God House of the Dragon is back today. Something watchable. Doctor Who icon, Bonnie Langford teaches Mel's final role. It's campus help. Really? Oh, we didn't know. We didn't know, right? Doctor Who confirms new episode of spin-off. Okay, that's the TARDIS Tales. So TARDIS Tales, that set was actually made for the next episode. It's over here. The ratings. Okay. The episode answered many questions. No, it didn't. Answered like 2. Right. The overnight race for 11 has been revealed to be the 7th episode of 2.02. According to the overnight figures from Barb, this is slightly down from the 2.11. Yeah, what? 800,000, 900,000. I mean, no, 90,000. My mistake. Who turned out to see the Regency era Rogue and ran fucking screaming. Right. This is, however, how do I get rid of this ad so I can read this? However, this is the okay. Even BBC are saying, however, this is the lowest of all 7 episodes so far, with episode 3 episodes slightly ahead at 2.04. It's funny that the strongest, most Doctor Who episode. I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry. It's funny that the strongest, most Doctor Who episodes were, which is Boom, and this one are getting the lowest ratings. I mean, like, that's really kind of sucks, doesn't it? Is it important to note these figures only represent the BBC's overnight audience and doesn't include those who tuned into BBC iPlayer? Yeah, it does, actually. Early in the day. Oh, I mean, if it doesn't, I mean, like, it's even worse. Honestly, do you think they're getting more than a 1.2 bump on this? That'll make, that'll be great. That'll make it 3.25. Oh, yeah, give me that, right? That will be awesome. That will be so funny. Right. No, it doesn't matter. It's a 28-day one. Okay. Yeah, no, the reason people aren't watching it, because it's not very good, right? That's basically the bottom line. People are not watching it. It's not very good. Oh, man, all this toxic fandom stuff to get into. I don't know. Just seems like it's going to be annoying and go on forever. Right? I mean, that's generally speaking how I mean, like, you see people wigging out. I guess we'll have a quick look. 1 second. And I've got to go to my channel. Your channel. Oh, wait. It's over. Go over here. Doink. Oh, yeah, fine. This is from my video last night. So it was from a comment from Starry Eye Girl that just went on for the Starry Eye didn't, but this guy went on forever. Yeah, let's share the screen. I'll put this over here. Doink. Over here. Fine. Let's have a look. Starry says, so my worst fears come to pass. Sutek did return. Ugh. More jangling keys, and sadly, it seems to be working for a lot of fans. It does. Oh, that dopamine rush really did work, right? That's all it takes. I mean, I'm still getting 0 FOMO. I know what FOMO means. And I'm not excited to watch anytime soon. The 2-part finale is only good as a resolution, but I don't have high hopes. I don't trust Rosie Davis not to take up. The CG Jackal looked terrible. I agree. If you want to see Sutek, watch Pyramids of Mars, right? So anyway, I wanted to get into this guy. Spencer Reynolds said, "What's wrong with having queer elements to it?" Right. So I replied to him, "There's nothing wrong with queer sci-fi fantasy adventures. There is a big problem with Doctor Who being turned into a queer sci-fi fantasy." He goes, "Why? Really? Why do you think?" Brain trust. Why? Because Doctor Who used to be a show for everybody. Now leaning into the LGBTQIA plus culture, you've excluded religious Muslims, Christians, and Jews, a much higher number than you've included. We used to live in I said this has been my message for the whole bloody stream. We used to live in a multicultural society where we could have intense differences of worldviews and live together peacefully. We did this by not shoving our differences in each other's faces. Would you like if Doctor Who took on a really nice Catholic pastor as a companion and he was incessantly giving Bible verses and lessons? I actually would like that. As part of the drama, and end up meeting Christ, confirming his worldview of Catholicism being the one true religion, or would you, or if you did the same with the Doctor becoming a Catholic pastor, right? Of course you wouldn't, and neither would I. It's better that it's made for everyone rather than a tiny subset society currently demanding everything always be about them. Honestly, just try thinking about other people. This is funny. So he goes, "Well, I'm a straight white male." I mean, this is just a joke this guy gave. How dare you shamelessly assert that scribblings of Overlord Davis are anything less than law and law, right? If our source of Doctor Who derived elixir instructs us to accept something unquestionably, whilst being magnanimous enough to throw in a free CGI puppy, then by God, lady. You and I, and other persons wanting to be part of a new fandom paradigm had better do so with alacrity. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So again, so Spencer, whatever says, I'm a straight white male. So you say. Magic Jordan said he's a straight male and he got A's too. Go figure. Figure that one out, mate. So what's the figure out? Why do you think you need to justify liking it? I'm generally glad you did. Although, having said that, your question does make you sound like you're ideologically captured to believe in sheer nonsense. Like, do you feel anyone is under attack by the findings of the CAS report? Which I think is something. Okay, so now he starts wigging out. He like really loses it. Yeah, okay, you said it should be for everybody, and by that you mean the majority straight white, straight non-religious whites. And yeah, I fall into that bracket and still find a lot of values. Again, this is anecdotal, and excuse me, this shows that you're the anomaly rather than the norm, right? I'm sorry, it's just math, numbers. It's adding. It's not scary, baby. It's not scary. Anyway, religious whites. Yeah, I fall into that bracket and still found it good. I don't need to justify why I like the series, and I haven't. Not sure why you said that. Could you explain that? Figure that out. Literally, I'm replying to you. Exactly what you. I'm literally just a reply to you. Okay. Again, he starts like losing it. Why are you so against queerness? I've already said I'm not. Everything has its right place. I assume you're religious, in which case those fossilized beliefs that the majority of the world hold, that hold regard such concept is actually just laughable in the modern age and can easily be dismissed. Well, again, I know that's a straw man you like to think, but that's not necessarily the case. Okay, Pate, how am I ideologically captured to believe sheer nonsense? I said, if you think people are under attack from the CAS report, then you're probably ideologically captured. How is my ideology capturing me? Could you believe? And what is the sheer nonsense? That it's a healthy and normative thing for women to have penises, right? Yes, that's the nonsense, right? Generally speaking, women don't have dicks. I don't know what to tell you, but that's normally considered nonsense, right? Also, what is the CAS report? Give me excerpts. Who wrote it? CAS. And what are their ideology themselves, religion biases? So there we go. I'll go. Yeah, why are you so hateful towards religious people? They're human beings, and you treat them with pure bigotry. Like, I have plenty of friends who are gay, plus a large gay viewership on my channel. I'm friends with Christians too, and they think I killed their God and slaughtered they slaughtered my people throughout history. Why am I able to coexist with people with opposing worldviews and treat them with love and respect, and you can't? Because you're a bigot. That's why. And bigots can't give up on being bigots. Nice one, mate. In what way was I hateful towards religious people? Literally over here. Like literally here, right? When you were saying fossilized beliefs they hold in regards to such concept, you have no clue what you're talking about, right? Literally no. I mean, again, I know a lot about theology and comparatively and thinking things through, right? The fact that you've never thought things through and just swallowed everything by dogma doesn't make you smarter, darling, right? So how is it? Right there, like literally on the page. And ever let you onto the fact that I can't stand to live among... Well, this was it. In what ways was I hateful towards religious people and ever let on the fact I can't stand to live amongst them? You literally just said you hate them when you said you never said you hate them. Duh. So I was right then, wasn't I? Also, response to my question above, mate, at this point it's clear that you're losing and you're attempting to turn on the literal lie. What am I lying about? Get a grip. What's he going? You're embarrassing yourself. One of us is. You wouldn't be making fine. So I start to reply. You wouldn't be making a good point. I think I'm returning saying that. Oh, just when you say for everybody, you mean white heterosexual males. We can't return to that. I said we would make a good point. if it didn't always have a strong gay and minority audience and fandom. You know why Doctor Who's always had a strong gay audience, minority audience and gay audience? It's because Doctor Who was a outsider, right? This Doctor Who is a complete conformist, right? But it has, right? It's always had it. Why do you need your worldview to constantly be reaffirmed everywhere? I think it's because you don't really believe it. I really think that's the reason. Okay, I think no, women can't have fucking penises. Don't you fucking say they can't. That sounds like you don't really believe women can have penises to me when you act like that. I have no need for Doctor Who to become a platform for Orthodox Jewish worldview. Why do you need it so badly? And so I'm like, I invited him on, but he will never come on. So I tell him to read back his. By the way, your comment saying you weren't hateful to religious people. You literally said you hate them. Maybe read it back. So fine. Finally, I answer all his bloody questions. I like. Hopefully, we're done at this point. Okay, so you probably won't come on my screen to discuss. Doesn't it bother you that you're unable to discuss anything with anyone who has a different worldview than your own? Doesn't bother them at all. I guess not. Because here's the thing. Why can't they discuss their worldview with anyone? Because then it would collapse. Then it would implode, right? That's always what happens. Okay, let's start unraveling the tangled mess of your confusion. One, I have no problem with gay people. Why would I? I don't want to suck a dick, but I don't mind people who do. I have no problem with gay people. I already said, if you want to make a queer sci-fi adventure, fantasy adventures, then go for it. I have a problem with Doctor Who being reinvented as a queer show in the same way I would if it was reinvented as a Christian show, a Thatcherite show, or a Corbynista show. Basically, it's a Corbynista show. The Cass Report is a detailed, definitive medical study on transgender treatment that came out a month or so ago, and I unequivocally said there is no evidence to support the transitioning children and much was beneficial, and much evidence suggests it's harmful. Even social transitioning. It's completely redefined the accepted medical realities of gender-affirming care. As such, it's wholly inappropriate to include Yasmin Finney in a family show as their character is there to promote the idea that transitioning is a healthy and safe option for minors. I don't believe it is. I'm not even sure for adults, quite frankly. But not my business. Live and let live. You do you. I don't know if I'm right. You said you couldn't stand being around religious people. That is indeed hateful. How did you? I never said I can't stand religious people. Well, you did just now. Ah! You feel like bonkers. That is indeed hateful, and at no point have I expressed a similar sentence about any group. Again, just read it back. So and then I try and give him out and say, look, you're becoming angry and abusive because I'm not fitting into your bigoted view you have of me. And so it's causing you stress to try and convince yourself I do fit into your bigoted view. And you're doing that because you don't want to let go of your bigotry. So I think that covers everything, right? I think that covers everything. Fine. Okay, yeah. And that's just kind of typical. But the meltdown is completely expected because it's failing, right? Why is the meltdown? Because of this number. And the more they scream it doesn't matter, the more it matters. Really, that's just the bottom line. The more it matters. Fine. So it says, which also pissed off Islamists. I mean, honestly, I do think last week during Rogue, right, somewhere in Gaza, there's a Hamas piece of shit in a tunnel watching on his phone, Rogue, and going, what the fuck? What the fuck's up with that? And then there's also a Jewish kid in a tank, not that far away, watching his phone and go, what the fuck? They could unite! We could bring peace to the Middle East with this piece of shit. I know was looking at it that way. Fine with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up. One day, I'm going to review what one I like to Image of Fendel. I still haven't reviewed Image of Fendel. One day that's going to happen, right? But not today. Today is not a good day to review Image of Fendel. Fine, I'm going to wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. Have a very good evening and hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again. Say good night.